Great Connection should start connecting to all of our devices now.
Okay. All
We're
right.
live.
We're live. Here we go. We're live. All right, let's talk about it with Alice is live. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. This is Friday night. We just wanted to come live because this is a weekend for Mother's Day. And we're going to be celebrating mothers, celebrating those who served as mothers in our lives. And we're just going to have a casual conversation. So we want everybody to join in with us. This is Let's Talk About It with Alice. And I got my girls on, the girls. I got Terry on. I got Shawana, Faye. I got Charmaine. These are my daughters. These are my girls. And I'm so excited to have them on to share with you tonight. We're excited. Thought about, we don't own the right to this song. This is Shirley Caesar, I Remember Mama. And it is such a great song for us to much I talk about tonight. Remember, Let's Talk About It. It's all about life conversations in a fun way. It's all about, you know, our background, our growing up, our whatever is going on that's affecting us as a people. So I'm excited about it just to be able to come this Friday night live. There's a lot that's going on, but we got to take this time to celebrate mothers. And what a great time to talk about it because mothers had a lot of challenges and a lot of things they had to juggle during COVID-19. So we're going to have a chance to talk about it. But we also going to talk about mothers who are single mothers, you know, married mothers, married ladies who, and then mothers who have served as a mother to other people. So we want you to join in. Please share this. I'll just say right now, just share it with someone. Share it, tag someone, and join in the conversation tonight. I want you to talk about your mother. What your mother, how much your mother meant to you, but more importantly, what are some of those sayings that your mother said that you pass on to your children? So go ahead on and share this. Hit the share button. Go to your page and hit the share button. Thank you. Ladies, let's jump right into it as it relates to mothers. So talking about mothers tonight and what
Yeah,
mothers.
it's also talking about mothers that are, I mean, there's a lot of people in our lives that may not even have their children, but yet they still serve as mothers.
Right.
Through our year, you know, I could think of so many of them. I was telling you earlier today, she's no longer here with us, but Lena McBride, Miss McBride at school, she was my mother at school, and she was the one that actually got me through a lot as I was going through college. And somebody wants to say hi to you guys.
Hey,
There's
hi. All right. And so your grandmother, you are a grandmother. So
and she
that's the other thing.
that's one of your
Okay.
great grandchildren.
So
Bye.
what
Say
about
bye to everybody. Bye bye. All right.
okay.
Live. That's what happens when you're live. All kind of stuff can show up, right?
Exactly. So please hit the share button, share this with somebody. Let's post it on our page. You got a page, Charmaine, everybody post. We're going to talk about this tonight because I think that this is something, is a conversation that's really, really dear to my heart in terms of mothers. There's so many during 2020 that lost their mothers. Some lost their grandmothers, some lost their godparents, some lost, you know, their godmother, and, you know, women who have served as mothers to others. That, you know, it just kind of go across the whole spectrum of motherhood and what that really means. What really, really strikes me is some conversations, and I think I posted on my Facebook. You know, I was just kind of thinking about mothers the other day, and I was thinking about, you know, my mother-in-laws, my, you know, godmothers, my spiritual mothers, and the kind of things that they imparted into my life. and just kind of shaped who I am today. My sister, who's 85 years old, just kind of shaped my life and still keeps me in check right now today. And so you just appreciate those. So I'm going to shout out to my sister, Mary Josie, who has just been a pillar and a rock. And she's a mother to so many. I wish I could have got her on tonight, but she's the mother to so many. And so many others have been mothers. And I want you to shout out to your mothers as well. Ladies, let's talk about it tonight. I want to say one thing that one of my mother-in-laws said to me. And I remember, just going out, young mother, at 16, and, thought we could just, my husband and I could just stay out, because we were at my brother's at a party. Came home that Saturday morning, and I never forget her saying, even a cow know how to come home to their baby. And I thought, oh my goodness, that always stayed with me. That always stayed with me.
Oh, staying out all night.
I certainly don't just go and leave their children with the parents and then come back
And
whenever.
just go.
I did that one time. But that stick with me, and I laugh about that today. And I always share that. But there's so many other things that sticks out, and we'll be sharing that. But what about you? What about some of the things that, that maybe your mom has said to you and it just kind of stuck with you? And then kind of shout out to your mother.
I want to, before shouting out to you, Mom, because I definitely have a lot of shout outs to you, I want to shout out to Charmaine. I was telling you this earlier today about us having a spiritual mom, and how, like, during COVID, how she was going around and taking groceries to different family members and just making sure that everybody was okay, calling, checking in. And and I know a lot of us have, our pastors and pastors' wives, but it's nothing like having one that's so precious like Charmaine, and when I heard what she was doing and making sure you had food, I mean, it blessed my heart. So I just want to give a shout out to you, Charmaine, being a spiritual mom at Christ Abundant Life Internet.
That's
Christian
what mothering
Ministry.
is all about. It's about nurturing and caring about others.
Mhm.
How did you do that? She really did. My God, when I was running scared.
Yes, we know. Wouldn't
Yes,
come out
she
the house.
Wouldn't come out the door.
Wouldn't let nobody in.
No.
I bet you had to drop them groceries off at the door, didn't you?
I just dropped him off, rung the doorbell, and got back in the car and kept going.
I see that little, it should be pulling out the driveway. I run out there and get my little food break. Now, if that wasn't crazy,
I was not having it.
thank you for that. That's my mother, my pastor, my mother. That's my mother. Took care of her daughter during that time. That's what a pastor wife would do. Took care of her daughter and the other daughters, things that they needed. She was running and dropping it off, running to the drugs. I mean, who does that except a mother? So that's that mother.
Exactly.
Mother of the church. That's that mother. Love that.
Right.
But I do it with joy. We're all family and a close knit, and our family is everything. And you do what you can for those that you love, and it's not a chore.
Yes, yeah. That's so awesome. Hey, what about you? And I mean, when you think about, you think about your mom, but then you also think about you, being a parent as well. It's not easy.
Well, for me, my mom was always the one. She made sure you had food to eat. She made sure, you was taken care of. And one thing I remember about my mom growing up was myself and my brother, neither one got more than the other. We both got the same. She didn't do no more for the other than she did for the other one. And we are appreciative of that. And even now to this day with my children, I don't do more for the other one than I do for each one of them, because they're all, special to me. So growing up, when I became of age and got married and things of that nature, I was told I would never have children.
Ah,
And
I
I
didn't know
know
that.
one thing I didn't do
wow.
was believe in what was told to me. I just trusted and asked God, if this is the plan, this is what's going to happen. So when I did have children, as you all can tell, everywhere I go, they're always with me.
When I tell you like a mother hen,
They
I
are
mean,
always with me. Yes, ma'am. So, sometimes even with Aaliyah being my oldest, she would ask me questions and I'll be like, now I'll say, well, what do you think? I said, you're 24. What do you think? So
Yeah,
that they'll know that they do have to make decisions growing
for
up. And I don't want
themselves.
to,
Right.
I don't want them to feel like, okay, you have to ask me, you can answer these questions for yourself. But, being a mother, I'm very proud of being a mother, not only to my children. I'm a blended family, but I don't call them my blended family. I treat them as if they're my own children, as if I birthed them myself.
Yeah,
And
That's
it's
good.
been like that
that's
since
good.
day one.
That's
When
good.
when they came into my life, they came as a package, and that's
That's
how
right.
I've
That's
treated
right.
them,
Well, that's
up
what it's
until
all
this, even
about.
to this day.
That's
Yeah,
so
Right.
good.
that's exactly what it's all about. But when you think about a motherhood now, and some of the sad things that's happening now, is that do you think that birthing a child, you know, makes you a mother? I mean, you've got, although you had it, but then there's so many that have had babies and not taking care of them, and there's so many children are in, foster care for one reason or another, and or so
Yeah.
many are just walking off. What do you think that really constitutes, being a mother?
Is
What
that
was the
question
last
for
part?
me?
What
What
constitutes
really
being a
makes
mother?
you a mother?
A mother.
Is it having a baby that makes you a mother?
No.
No.
Anybody can have a baby, but
Okay,
not anybody.
right,
You got to take care of that baby and
exactly,
raise that baby from
right.
the infant until, and I'm not going to even say 18. I'm going to say over that, because you're still going will be a mom even after that.
Right.
So you're still a mom, and we're older, and you're still mom.
Yeah.
And we still need certain things. It's just certain things that you need from your mom.
So do
Yeah.
you think what they say about they're on your knee, they're on your knee while they're young, but they're on your heart when they get older.
When they get
What do you
older.
think about that?
Mm-hmm.
So true. Oh my goodness, so
Mhm.
true.
That true?
Yes, yes. And I know all of us could say yes to that. Because you're always praying, always praying. I remember when Charmaine and we used to pray, uh, early in the morning. And many times those prayers were about our children and about, God putting, placing placing the person that he has in store for them in their life, praying for their spouses and praying for their children and all of that. And I still to this day lift my children up and lift up their spouses and, and future spouses and all of that, because you
Right.
want the best for them. So to your point,
Right.
you're always praying for them, but they are in your heart. Now that mine are not little ones anymore, now we're going through this next phase. I keep following behind again, Charmaine. So it's like you're going through these little phases with the children, and now they're on my heart even more so because you see life's decisions and you're like,
Right.
you just
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a comment in Teresa Kelly. Shout out to Teresa.
Hey,
Great
Teresa.
mom, one child, and just been a good mom. Teresa came up with it. She said, feeling a little, she said, and wish I could call on my mother. I truly miss my mom. For
Yeah.
those who
Yeah.
mothers, and I miss my mom as well. Mama, my mom died in 1988.
I miss your
And
mom.
Yes, we miss Miss
her
Edna.
dearly. Miss
Yeah.
Etna, I miss her. And Aunt Frances, who was Teresa's mama. I remember Aunt Frances too, Teresa. And Aunt Frances was a powerful woman, very powerful. So yeah, I can imagine you missing your mom because I too miss my mom. And there are times that I'll do something or I'll encounter something and I think about Miss Etna. I think about my mama. And so, but, you know, knowing that there are things that mom left, you know, with me, and I thank God for the many things that she taught me that I've been able to pass on, you know, to my own children. And so that's really important. And for those of you who are out there who are missing your mom, and your mom is not with you, but she is, because you are here, and that makes her being here too. And everything that you do reflects your mother. You know, I always tell my children, you represent me when you go out.
Right, right, exactly.
So you got to
Absolutely. I tell mine the same thing.
well.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing about, you know, in terms of moms. So
I know a couple of people that literally just lost their moms this year. So it's real, like, near and dear, you know. And my heart goes out. You know, I'm so grateful that we have you, Mom.
Right.
Because there's so many people that don't have their moms, and
Exactly.
it hurts your heart. And I know every year for different ones that have lost their mom, and you included, that, you know, that's just a time that you go through. You know, you see other people celebrating moms, and you're like, you know, my mom isn't here. I pray I don't come to that place. But we know that everybody have to pass away at some point in time. But you just, you know, your heart, you know, goes out to those that have lost their moms, and you just pray that God give all of you guys peace and comfort during this time. And
yeah.
and with you being a mom, if you're a mom, that you're being celebrated for the mom that you are. So
Charmaine, let me tell you something. You being a mom and so beautiful, and thank you for being the great daughter that you are. Not a daughter-in-law, because I don't see that. I hear people say the daughter-in-law, and I'll just say the daughter. I treat, you know, your daughter. You and Faye both are daughters. So I don't treat you.
They've been around so long, gotta claim them.
They're just daughters today. So, but some of the things that I can remember, and Charmaine probably can remember some of the things that I said to her early on.
Oh Lord.
But I think about the time that you always treat me like you know, your mother, you and Faye both, regardless. And I think about, and I always wanted to say, I wanted to be that mother or mother-in-law that at least, you know, the daughters can feel that I love them, that I support them. I support them before I support the boys. And that's the absolute truth. You know, they know that if I show up, you know, it's over. So, you know, because I protect the girls. But I think about Miss Eva, that lady.
yes,
You said
yes, I still want a caramel cake, Miss Eva, when you watch this.
Well, you know that my mother and sister, they're not on social media, so it's hard for me to shout them out. But the one thing I am grateful for my mother for, and it's amazing how God orchestrates our lives. My mother always pushed me out of my environment. You know, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and so she was like, "Get out of here," you know. And so I did. I left, and I wanted to come back, and she was like, "No, you know, let me help you. But now, in hindsight, I see what she was doing. The circle of friends, and you know, it's kind of closed. You know, people don't like to leave, and everybody's kind of stagnant in the same spot. And she wanted more, so she pushed me out. And then I came to found my new family. And Miss Alice, I've always called her Miss Alice out of respect, but she knows I love her just like my mother. What I do for one, I do for the other. That's why it wasn't hard for me to make sure she ate, make sure she had groceries, because if it was my mom, and she is my mom, I do it. My husband, you know, he was like, "What are you doing? She needs to eat. So she would send me her list. Now, Mama, she don't need all that." I said, "That's what she needs. So this is what I'm getting." So every Wednesday I had my routine and I went, you know, and I made sure she had, just like I would my natural mother. But I was the only child for 10 years. So I kind of grew up by myself. So when I got married and had my big family, I became a family of 4. I never forget Miss Alice told me, she said, I can let me help you how to raise 4 kids. You need to put these kids on the schedule. You need to make sure they have a bedtime. And so I get offended? Absolutely. But once I have to, you all know me, I have to process everything. Once I sat down and started processing stuff, I was like, hey, wait a minute. She had 4 kids in a small amount of time. I need to listen to her. And so I did. I put them on a schedule. I made sure that everything would make their food, cut up their vegetables. Terry, you even helped me, with the cooking. You showed me how to cook. Get them kids applesauce and oatmeal. They're going to be fine. They're going to sleep all night. So it truly takes a village, because when I moved from home, I never went back. And you all became my family. That's why I hold on to you all so close and so dear. But one thing that I tell all parents today that my wonderful mother Alice has taught us, when Derek, our son Derek, he was off the walls. And I'll never forget, he was bouncing everywhere and rolling when he was young. And she said, let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to sit him on the couch, and you're going to sit him there for starting off at 1 minute, no TV, he can't move. And then you're going to move it up to 2 and 3 minutes. She said, because if you don't teach him how to sit down at home, at school, they're going to put a label on him. And he's always going to be labeled, as the boy, as a problem child. And to this day, my son still laughs, because he's like, I never get used to make us sit on that couch for 2 and 3 minutes, but it worked. We made it out of high school. We went through the phases of life, all because of those little nuggets, that our mother Alice has taught us. And that's another thing that I wanted to say to the mothers that's watching us now live. Listen to those that you have around you. They are jewels. Parenting doesn't come with any instructions. All we have is the people that God places in our lives that are around us that can help us. And they know more than what we know. And don't be discouraged, because parenting, it can be your biggest reward, or you can feel like your biggest failure at times, because you look at your kids and you think that they're a reflection of you. But I think, Shawana, we were talking that when they get to different phases of life, once we've raised them and gave them their foundation, they're no longer a reflection of us. They are a reflection of the decisions that they've made. And the only thing we can do is support them in their decision and keep moving in what we believe. So,
as a parent, what would you want?
That's so good.
Yes. What would
So
you want your children to remember? What legacy would you want to leave, or what you would have imparted into them? Not just your children, but those young mothers and other young people around. I guess for me, I take relationships serious. Yeah. I take loving people serious. I take, other people's children serious. I take that serious. And I tend to treat them like I treat my own. I know you can't do that now, but I tend to do that. I just want the best out of everybody. I want them to, that's the way I see it. And so I just, even on a job, I take that very serious. And when I'm working with people, I try to see what I can impart into them, because I kind of, Miles Monroe said it one time, a part of you, you should leave a part of you in some, people that that you are encounter, or that you encounter in life. And so that they can always remember, this person said this, or this person said that. So I just always think they're put. So for me, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think I can share what I think about it.
Bella. She said something.
One of the things that you did, with us growing up, is we got a chance to see you always giving of yourself and doing for others, and having people, other people's children living with us and taking care of other people. And I mean, we grew up, that's all we knew, right? And so I think for me, as a legacy, that's what I find myself doing, where I'm quick to just bring in somebody else's child, or, speak to other people's children about life and and love and God and whatever, they're in need of, just like being there as someone that they can talk to and someone that's going to pray for them. I think the legacy that I want to leave for my family, my children, is just kindness, to sow kindness, to just, know who you are, love God, allow him to order your steps, and just, things that you're just constantly preaching. Go out, be your best self, go out and just dare to be different, don't worry about what people say, you be who God has called you to be here on this earth. And so for me, it's all of that wrapped up, and then love hard, love people, and just get out there and just do your best. And so that's kind of what I want to leave for my children.
Yes, I think that Isabella said that I love them no matter what. And we have to love our children, those that's around us, no matter what. Thank you, Isabella, for that.
Yes, that's so good.
Again, we're encouraging mothers. What was that, Shawana?
I said you have to, because they can do some crazy things, but you still, you just, what do? You have to love them,
perfect children. Are there any perfect children?
No.
It's
like there are no perfect parents.
No.
Right.
No, we've all, made mistakes in parenting. We have all made mistakes in parenting. So if all the mistakes, forgive us, children, forgive us, because we're just parents, But we're striving, even as they get grown. You don't you don't take your hands off of them. But the point is that I always say this: I'll give you the pros and I'll give you the cons. So you make the decision. So you don't have to say that, I made it for you. I didn't make that. You made that decision.
You know what you've always said to us? And every child that has come into your path will remember this quote. Exactly. But in life, there are no excuses. Only choices. You make the choice.
You make the choice, because you got to live with the consequences of your choices. That's what your mothers are, that just mothering, anyway, mothers tend to nurture, but then mothers, sometimes we can just go overboard. Sometimes we can, get too, overboard, and we have to step back and say, okay, I got to let them do it themselves. They got to do it. I always think that, as a mother, I'm telling you, as a mother, I think my mom drilled this into me, and I always remember, I just want to get you to a point that you can take care of yourself. If I drop off the scene, I'm no longer here. You need to be able to take care of yourself. And that's all I kept thinking. You gotta be independent to take care of yourself. And I strive toward that. So I wanted to give them those life skills. I wanted to be tough, because everybody's not gonna be nice to you and soft to you. So you gotta have a little skin on your back.
That's right.
I didn't want to be that, what they would call that, we call it a parish, I forget what we call it.
Helicopter mom.
Helicopter mom. I didn't want to be that helicopter mom, just all over the place. Although I was at times, I think we roll in all of them at some point, but I didn't want to be that smothering mom where they cannot breathe, and this is the way life is going to be for them, but they needed to be tough. So that was the kind of mother. We got some others. Teresa said, I always told Tony, her son, that whenever he needs me, I'll always be there. I'll allow him to know that I love him. I'll always be there. That's good. Every parent should, children should feel like that, the parents will be there.
Right.
And I think maybe some things we do wrong. Don't ask nobody for nothing. And then the children don't ask nobody for nothing. They don't ask for no help. No, there are people that will help you. Yeah.
Well, closed mouth don't get fed, so.
So what are some of those other little nuggets that you may have gotten from your grandmother? Or what about other women that have affected your life? Like I'm remembering a Mama Leela.
Oh man.
That was my spiritual mom.
You're awesome lady.
Oh my God. Up close and personal in your face. but the things that she taught me, I will always, I treasure, let me name, I treasure Mama Leela, I treasure Mother Stone when I had little bitty babies, and you know, she was teaching me in the church how to be, you know, a mother and taking care of your babies in the church. And I treasure those women, Mama. I treasure Mother Mitchell. Oh my God, who taught me the things of God. I treasure that. I treasure those women. I didn't have no problem. Sister Sarah Sims, that was another treasure that always spoke into your life. I think that's, what's his name? Grandmother. What's his name? The movie star. Anyway, Mama Sims. God, I can't even think of his name. But anyway, she was just a jewel, just a woman of God.
Yeah, she's a nice
how to
lady.
be godly, how to walk godly, how to conduct yourself. And I think I mentioned this one time. I remember her saying, don't ever walk in the church without a slip on.
You're
Because I
not
thought I was cute with my little dress on and I'm walking in, that sun shining through my.
You on mute? You on mute?
I said she would be rolling over in her grave
Okay.
right now because nobody wears slips.
I know it. So this day and time, you don't have to. But those were things, and it seemed like it was old and folk, but for that time, it made sense, right? But let's see.
they
Isabella
have
Yeah, but
mine
Mother
in
Mitchell,
Ghana
she
now,
taught
too.
me how to make biscuits.
Isabella said, make wise decisions because your life is a sum total of the decisions that you have made. Do not like where you are. She said, make better decisions. So that's what
Right.
her mama taught her. Isn't that awesome?
So good. Yes.
And Teresa said, Alice, you have dropped. She said, so many nuggets into my life. And I just really began to understand some of the things that you dropped in my life.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's so
Wow.
sweet.
Glory, amen. Thank you, Teresa. Just nuggets. And I think our whole life is in dropping nuggets in people's lives. And what they will remember, they'll remember what you say. People remember what you say.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and mothers,
They remember what you say, but sometimes
How you
there's
treat
whatever
them.
that quote, they also remember how you treat them,
They
right? How
also
you
remember.
made them feel.
yes, that awesome. How you make, and so mothers tend to make, being a mother, that when somebody comes to your house, there's always something to eat.
Yeah.
You know, that you always got something to eat. Okay. That there's always something to eat. So,
And
then
especially
treating
grandmothers.
children.
Mhm.
Sister Donald said, be careful of the decisions you make as a parent because they affect your children's future.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That
Hey,
is so
Faye,
true.
what kind of nuggets your mom dropped for you guys? Because I know she's always dropping nuggets. What have your mom shared with you?
always be independent, and
Mhm.
save. Don't spend all your money in one place. Just be wise in your spendings, and
Yeah.
it just
That's good.
being
That's good nugget.
yes. And
That's a
those are
good
some of the
nugget.
things that she's taught myself and my brother, and also just to piggyback on what Charmaine said with Miss Alice. She's always been that mother and not that mother-in-law.
Yeah.
I can say that I really appreciate her in helping me through my growth, not just mentally, physically, and emotional, but through my spiritual walk.
Yeah.
She's helped develop me to another level that I never would have thought I would see myself at this point, and I just appreciate you for that, because without you
Yeah. Praise God.
helping me through each and every step, God only knows, but I thank you for that, and
That's awesome.
listening to me and not, listening to me and talking to me and not at me.
Right.
I'm not saying that everything was
Yeah.
always roses,
That's
but
good.
you have
That's right.
helped me through one of the largest steps in my life, and I really appreciate you for
Wow.
that. And Terry and Shawana and Charmaine, I really thank you all for being the sisters that I never had. You know, I've never had sisters. I just had my one brother, you know,
That's
and
right.
so, you know, thank you all for being those sisters that I need, those sisters that I love dearly. Even though we may not see each other all the time, but when we do, it's just like we never stop seeing each other. You know, we see each other in
Yep.
spirit every
Yeah,
day.
Yep.
thank God.
But thank you all for that. And I love you all for that. Love you to life. And
We
yes,
love you
appreciate you
too.
all.
We love you too.
We love you too. So
Do
grateful.
y'all find yourselves talking to other women and sharing with them things that's been shared with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I speak on that for just a little bit?
Mhm.
I've been at my at my job for over going on 4 years now. And out of those 4 years, there's 2 young ladies that have come in my life, and I've been able to help mentor them through the things that they've gone through, you know, and they share things, and I keep telling them the word. And you know, and one of the young ladies left, and she called me back and she said, "Thank you, Miss Priscilla, for always keeping me on the straight and narrow. I really appreciate you for standing in the gap when my mom wasn't there, or she's far away, and you're right here with me," you know. And I appreciate them for thinking enough just to even hear what I had to say. And
Yeah.
recently I had another young lady, and now she'll call me, she'll say, "Hey, Mom, I just need to have a conversation. I just need to
Good.
talk about something," you know.
Awesome.
So
It's
my
good.
thing is just letting them know that it's okay and God has you. And I told her, I said, "This is a blank canvas. You paint the picture to your destiny." And I
Yeah,
said, "You always keep God first." So just being able to sow little nuggets into them, and to hear
that's
them
good.
call me and say, "Hey, I really appreciate you." And their parents calling, "Priscilla, I really thank you for stepping in when we're not there."
That's
So,
good.
you know, it's okay to step into young ladies and set the example. They're young women on a mission.
Mothers, mothers, mothers. Sister Donna said all the time, and Raisha, hey
Hey,
Raisha,
Raisha.
she said, yes, seriously, love you all. That's so awesome, Raisha. We love you too. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yes.
And you know, this is celebrating mothers. And I just say, you know, to the mothers, you are celebrated.
Yeah.
Just know that you are. You may not always feel like you appreciate it, but let me tell you what, when when you know that, when you see changes taking place, whether it's your children or those that's around you, just know that that's a celebration and God appreciates that. Just being appreciative. We cannot be selfish in our mothering.
That's true.
And I want to say that again. We cannot be selfish in our mothering. There's a lot of people around us need to be mothered. A lot of people didn't get, you know, the mothering. So if we cannot be selfish in our mothering. It's called giving it away. It's called, I love that song, Give Yourself Away. Who are you as a mother that's giving yourself away to others? And I always think this way, how I treat other people's children,
Yeah.
how I want people to treat my children. So
Mhm.
I treat other people's children the way I want people to treat my children. And so give yourself away. Don't be afraid to give yourself away. Don't be afraid to share the nuggets that you've learned. Charmaine, you was
I
going
have to. Oh, go ahead, Charmaine.
Oh, no, I'm just listening. But
Pastor
the
Prophet Ali said yes. Someone else from DC, Brunson, said amen. And Sister Donna said, thank you, Elder. So,
Miriam. She's my sister here in Virginia.
Miriam,
Yes.
this is where we are. I love the fact that you've got mothers that have not had a child that serve as mothers. So I want to shout out to those people who have served as mothers. I know a Sister Linda that served as mothers too. So
Oh, yeah.
and so many
Yes,
others have served
absolutely.
as, they've never had a child before, but they serve as mothers, giving themselves away, you know. And there's so many mothers who've had children, but yet they do not, they're not selfish because they want to give to other children. And sometimes they'll take from their children to help other children. And that's okay. I did that too. Would take, my children just kind of separated. And as Shawana was saying, you know, just bringing young people who want to be a part of a family.
Right.
Yeah.
Want to
You remember when we were in when we used to live in Georgia, and they used to always call our vehicles the kitty wagon because
Right.
everybody would pile in our car to come to the house
In the
and fill up the
van.
house. But
Yeah.
I think it's important, you know, to be there for each other, you know,
Yes. Yes.
whether it's your child or somebody else's child. It's just so important to just be there. And
Yes. Deacon Myron Curtis said,
yeah.
Happy Mother's Day to all of you wonderful women of God. It's an awesome discussion. I miss y'all. And he said, blessings and more blessings. And that's what it's all about. Now, let's get to the part about mothering where we don't have to be jealous, a jealous mother. And when I say that, what I mean is that if your child or if my children and they see someone else and that person is, you know, serving as a mother to them and able to give them nuggets, I love that. Yes.
Right.
When I know your spirit, it's okay that you could, there's room for all of us to impart into children.
Yeah, that's
There's room for us. And so
I'm so grateful to my sisters, all of you guys, because I know that they pick up the phone, they'll send text messages to my children, they'll, you know, just, you know, or like Charmaine was saying earlier, even when we don't see each other or even talk to each other, but when we all do get together, it's like one big family reunion, you know, and everybody's just so happy to see each other and it's just playing catch up, you know. I thank God that we don't have crazy stuff going on in our family where the family can't come together and there's heart issues.
Yeah.
You know, it's just such a blessing that you can just come together and you just love each other
and be
you know,
transparent.
Yeah.
You know who you are. What about mothers in the church? Let's talk about that.
Oh my God.
Mothers in the
Yeah.
church.
I would
mothers in the
I would
church,
not be where I am without it.
the
I
mothers
would
in
not.
the church. Are the mothers in the church. There are older mothers in the church, you know, younger mothers in the church, but the mothers in the church that I can remember, oh my God, they felt like you were their daughter. They treated you like you were their daughter.
Mhm.
They talked to you like you were their daughter. You know, and you didn't get upset with them because they felt like that they could, you know, do that. Someone was saying that we don't have mothers in the church anymore. What y'all think about that?
You still do. They're just not like the motherboard like it used to be, you know. But you still do. They just have a different way or different role right now. Yeah. But you still have those mothers that are just like those hidden gems that are imparting wisdom and nuggets into those that are receptive, you know,
So I
those that
celebrate
are
those mothers.
drawn.
Yes,
Yeah.
I celebrate those mothers. I celebrate, and we're celebrating all mothers tonight. So what we're saying is that we're celebrating young mothers, older mothers, middle-aged mothers, mothers in the church, mothers that have not yet become a part of the church, but yet there are those of us that are ministering to them. Some
Mothers that have
some
gone on to
ladies-
be with the Lord.
Yes,
Yeah.
and for those mothers that have gone on to be with the Lord, and especially being real fresh now from, you know, last year, I can't even imagine what that's like. Grandparents, some people lost their mother, dad, grandparents.
Yeah.
Our heart goes out and know that, you know, God is a healer and he hard. What I like to think about is the memories, you know, take pictures. Sometimes we forget to take pictures of each other when we are with each other. So because those are memories, those are really memories. Someone said that it's different now. Brianna said that I can be honest, once I became a mom, it has opened up so much more in my eyes. I mean, so much more has opened my eyes. And seeing my friends, most of the times, they think I'm, you know, being a mom. She said, laugh out loud. She said, but having had y'all loving kindness and wisdom has allowed me to be a great mom to my daughter, and I thank you for it. I thank y'all for it. And that's
Oh,
young mother who appreciative of the kind of nuggets and things that she's picking up to help her to raise her daughter.
Right.
she's a great mom. I
Put
mean,
your
a
mom's name
great
in the
mom.
comments. Put your mom's name in the comments. Put your
Yeah.
grandmother's name in the comments. You know, say something about your grandmother, something about your mom, or someone that has served as a spiritual mom. Put their name in the comments. We just want to shout out to all of you. There are men that are on. You can also put that in the comment because there's so many women have served as mothers to other men who didn't have a mother. Who
Right.
didn't have a mother. So put that in the comment too, because we want to celebrate mothers tonight and celebrating it from a standpoint of not selfish, but celebrating it from a standpoint that we are, you know, those of us who are mothers and we're fortunate enough to have babies, we also celebrate those that were not able to have babies, but yet they're able to serve as a mother to others. So we're excited about that. Mothers, one of my best girlfriends, her mother had COVID, and they both had COVID at the same time. And they were on our
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
I never forget that. But if you would see them now, and I'll have to get them on, just so beautiful what God did. And just
Wow.
her mother was in a really bad state. And remember, she
Right.
had the oxygen on. She looks like an angel, right?
Oh, that's
Look
so
like a
good.
doll.
That's
Look like a
good.
doll. So I can't wait to bring Mama Barbara. I should have asked her to come on. She would have been on tonight.
Well,
To really
I
share.
thank God for you being an amazing mom. I know for me, just when I reflect on you, I reflect on how with every child you were there. And I mean, you know, it's so funny. I talk to friends and different ones, and they say, nope, my mom was not there with me when I had my children, or she, you know, I had to deal with it. It was just me and, you know, either my husband or whatever. But
Mhm.
I was like, man, my mom would be there the first 3 weeks, the first 4 weeks. I mean,
Yes.
I didn't have
Me
to think
too.
about anything.
Me
I mean,
too.
I didn't have to do anything. She was just always there, making sure the children were fine, making sure that we were fed, the home was clean, clothes washed. I was like, it was just absolutely amazing. And so for me, is you know, I know for me, I want to do the same, and I'm doing the same with my
Mhm.
children because of what you did for us. You know, you're just a powerhouse of a mom. I don't even have enough words to just talk about how amazing you are as a mom,
Right.
but someone just full of so much wisdom and just so many nuggets. And I mean, even just the other day, you sending the word of God, you know, just, you know, talking, you're always
Mhm.
saying, take care of yourself, you know, make sure that you're spending time in the word, make sure that you don't have to go to everything. You don't have to be everywhere. You know, you need to slow down. You know, I mean, I thank God for that, you know, to just have a mom that
Right.
care enough about me to just share. And even when I want to hear it, sometimes I'm like, okay, oh gosh, here we go. But I thank God for the wisdom, you know, because outside of that, we would be in a messed up situation, you know. So I'm just so grateful to you. I'm grateful for all of y'all on this stream because each, I mean, y'all are just like my heart. I wish to God I was in Atlanta. I could just cry, you know, because I just miss my family. But I love you guys. I mean, Charmaine, and Terry and Faye, y'all just, I
What
just
I
don't have
love
enough
about these
words.
daughter-in-laws,
Sisters for life.
what I love about them, I have always, and I love it. Thank y'all so much. I've always been able to go in their house and turn it around and upside down, whatever I want. I'll go in the refrigerator, whatever I want. If I want to move something, they don't care. They'll let it stay right there where I'm. It's just amazing. Thank y'all for
It is.
allowing me to just be in y'all life. And
Yeah.
I go in your homes just like it's my daughter's homes, and I can do that. And
Do
then,
whatever.
you know, with my son-in-law, I'm just amazed at such a wonderful, when I tell you wonderful, just a wonderful, wonderful son-in-law. And I will say this, you want to have to say this. Anytime that a mother-in-law can stay in the home with a son-in-law for how many years? 7?
7 or 8. I can't remember.
7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
7 or 8 years. And it was my home. And when he brought flowers home for Shawana, he brought flowers home for me.
Aw.
Every time. If it's my birthday, he's gonna go get me a coat, or he'll get, if he brought something home, it was me. I can go through the house, whatever, it was my house. Never made me feel, out of 8 years, and never made me feel any way funny in his house. And I can go to that house today, never. I'm telling you. So you gotta be a mother-in-law that, and I'm gonna bring tears to my eyes, that you know, I don't know, that they can treat you like the daughter-in-laws, just like you're their parent. And that's the way I'm treated when I go to any of them house. I'm treated like I'm their parent. I've never had any kind of ill feelings funny with the daughter-in-laws either. No way going to their home, not one time. I praise God for you guys for that, because
Y'all are amazing. I'm sorry, but we have the best. I say we got the best family. We're not perfect, but we're the best.
That's
family.
right. Our family better than yours.
we got
We're
some
perfect, but
comments.
it's amazing family.
We got some comments. Ramona Williams, want to shout out to her from Raisha. She said, "My mom is my rock and my best friend.
That's
We have
awesome.
grown and learned so much from one another. And she's my prayer warrior." Whoa, we shout out to you, Ramona. We shout out to you. We shout out to Miss Leslie, Brianna's mother-in-law.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
for being such an amazing mother as well, from Brianna. Also, Teresa, Alice Jackson, I too
Oh,
thank
Leslie.
God for you. Thank you, Teresa.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Leslie.
My road dog always rode up and down the road.
Yep.
Yep. We go up and down the road every week.
Christopher.
Florida. She's all over the place. Thank you. And then Raisha said, "You all have learned so much. I still remember," she said, "I still remember today, especially the love, and I appreciate all of you." Thank you, Raisha. Grew up in the ministry. We love you,
Yeah,
Raisha.
we love you too, Raisha.
Sister
Yes, we
Donna
love you
say,
too,
"First
Raisha.
Lady, you have been such a blessing to me. Happy Mother's Day."
Aw.
Miriam says, wow, I love my brother Ian. Yes, Lord, I do too. That's my son. You know it. Sister Donna said, "Thank you, Elder, for being an example of what grace should be." Thank you, Sister Donna.
Yes.
Brianna said, "That's my daddy, y'all." And Miriam said again, she said, "You raised them right, Mama." Thank you, Lord God. Amen. And also, Leslie said, "Thank you for being an amazing," she said, "Thank you for being amazing." And that's from Brianna. She said, "And you the same." They both was thanking each other. Miss Leslie, thank you so much for loving Brianna.
Yeah,
This is
she's an
this is my
amazing
baby.
mom.
Yes. So I just say to, everyone, if you have a mother and your mother's living, I'll say this. Your mother may have not been the best mom, but she's your mother.
She's your
God
mom.
assigned to you. She's your
What's up,
mother.
man?
Look at him. Look at my son over there. What is he doing?
He said he decided-
Let me say I love you all.
Right.
Son over there, he digging. Let me
Wandering.
just say this, that for our children, I want each one of you to give some last minute words before we ring off. This was just our impromptu. We know that on Sunday that everyone is going to be spending time either with their mom or they'll be spending time with family because it is Mother's Day. And I found myself buying, I don't know how many cards. I just got all kind of cards today. just sitting there reading and buying cards. And then sometimes they don't get to go anywhere, but forgive
I
me.
still have my cards from 3 years ago. I have gifts from 3 years. I mean, just they're still sitting there. I keep forgetting to pull them out and send them. It's so sad.
Oh, you are really
Yeah.
sad.
It's
You are
sad.
really sad.
Yeah. So for those that are celebrating their mother, in the olden days, they used to wear a white corsage to church if your
Okay.
mom is deceased.
Okay,
And
so white for
then
deceased.
you will wear a red corsage to church if your mom is still living. And
Yay!
yeah,
Oh, I
that's what
didn't
they
know that.
do
I
traditionally.
used to
That's
wonder what the colors were.
yeah, the white was represented. My mom is no longer with me, and the
Okay.
red corsage represented that my mom is still vibrant and alive. And if you have a mother and you're not living near your mother, if you can get to your mother, do go and celebrate your mother. If you can't call and celebrate your mother, the texting is all right, but it's always better
FaceTime.
to give a call and to hear that
Mhm.
voice. I'd rather hear, if I could hear Miss Edna's voice,
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
if I could
Grim.
just hear my mom's voice,
Yeah.
So, texting is good, but calling just to let them know how much you love you is better. And so I encourage you to do that. Or those who have imparted into your life, call them. Let them know how much you thank God for them. If they've been a part of your life and served as a mother figure in any kind of way, call them. Let them know I appreciate all the nuggets that you've dropped in my life. I appreciate all the things that you've done that helped me to be the woman that I am. I got a couple things through Messenger today. Thank you. Just those who I've just imparted into their lives. And so that's what it's all about, just imparting to others. Each one of you, I'd like for you to say something. Charmaine, you sit there and smile the whole time. What is that?
She's proud too.
That's the words of wisdom right there. Come on, Charmaine. Drop
No,
some bombs,
Yeah.
girl.
What you got for us?
Well, let me share this. Miriam, thank you, Miriam. She said, it takes a village, and I'm thankful for the divine connection. As some of us are single mothers. Yes, we're talking about the single mothers and even single mothers. All right. She said, even the single mothers can be amazing mothers. Absolutely. I know I am. Yes,
Yeah.
I was a single mother, Miriam, at one point, and
I
I had
was
4
too.
children. God did it. He really did help me. And she said that, thank you. She said, thank you, Lord. She said, but thanks to all of my mother examples. Happy Mother's Day to all. Have an amazing Mother's Day. Celebrate,
You too.
connect, and reach out. She said, I mean a lot. She said, making time to say thank you or even check will go far. She said, check with people, check on people. It's one thing
That's
for
good.
someone to, give you something, but then you never say thank you. And this is a great time to say thank you to the mothers, to the mother figures, to the single mothers. I want to celebrate you and celebrate you well. If you're a single mom and raising your children, you can do it.
that's right.
You can do it. I did it. You can do it. The only thing that I knew that I couldn't do it alone, I needed God's help. And I tell you, every step of the way, he told me the things to do. I mean, at times when I had to work 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs to provide, and I did it and made it. So I want to celebrate, all of the mothers, especially the single moms who are listening to us.
Yeah, Miriam,
Last
she's an
words.
amazing mom. She's a great sister friend. She's an amazing mom. Powerhouse.
That's so
So
awesome.
yeah, great words,
Good for
Miriam.
you, Miriam. Thank you. Thank you.
So Charmaine, you about to kick us off? Go ahead, Charmaine. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that I love all of you all and thank you for having me on your show. I'm really just honored to be here. But Miss Alice, you have been a blessing, a true matriarch of the family, a representation of why we all work so well together. You showed us what unconditional love looks like. Shawana, I mean, you're my secret prayer partner. I mean, we can pray and tell each other stuff, even the flying UFOs, I'm waiting on our next cruise.
Yes.
So I've always had just a special love for the connection with you. Faye, anytime I can pick up the phone and call on you, you are there. And I thank God for you. I thank God for recipes. You teaching my children how to cook. When we used to travel, you all were right there. And I want to say thank you. Terry, she taught me how to cook. She taught me how to do hair. She just really Terry was she was instrumental just growing me up. It's just to being a mom, period. And so I just thank God for you. But to all the mothers that are listening, stay strong. What my legacy for my children could say about me is that I loved unconditionally and that I stayed patient. Being a mom is not easy. So I always try hard to listen before I jump to conclusions, hear out a whole matter, and just to love unconditionally. Because growing up, I didn't grow up with a biblical foundation. I knew of church, but didn't grow up in the church. And the one example that I had, and she passed away 2 days ago, was our former pastor's wife. And that's what she did. She just showed the love of Christ. So I always try to pattern myself after what I saw her do. She would take the van, she would pick up the teenage moms who had gotten pregnant at the time, bring them to church, make sure that they had what they needed. And so that's the legacy that I would love to leave for my children and for people who knew me, is that I loved unconditionally, and I pray that I could help usher somebody back to their rightful place in Christ, because many have fallen away. So if I could just be a listening ear and a guide back to the Lord, that's what I want. So that's what I would like for my legacy to be.
That's so good.
All right. What about you, Faye? You're on mute.
For me, first of all, I just want to reiterate that I do really appreciate each and every one of you. Shawana, I know that yet you are far away. We can have a conversation, even as, with the distance, we can still have that conversation. Charmaine, with you, we can ride, we can travel just across the state if we just want to take a drive. I really appreciate the conversation and the travel. And with Terry, thank you so very much for the many days that you were my hairstylist and you were able to do hair and just, keep us looking cute in the family.
Yes.
But most of all, Miss Alice, we really appreciate you for being the mother that you are. And one fun fact that I want to mention to everybody about Miss Alice is that whenever we start cleaning the house, the children will be saying, "Oh, is Nene coming?" Because they always knew that whenever we said, "Let's clean the house, let's get everything in order," they'll always say, "Is Nene coming?" And that was all the grandchildren. And also, my legacy that I want to leave for my children is not to do what they daddy do in the camera, acting ugly. But my legacy is to let them know that when you love unconditionally, you love hard, and just use wisdom and knowledge and understanding when you're making life decisions and life choices, and always know that there's no excuses in life, there's only choices. And I remind them that every day whenever they,
Faye used that very much, very, very well.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, Shawana?
Yeah, I guess, where's Terry? Well,
Terry.
I think, for me, Faye, you're like ride or die when it comes to business, whatever. I mean, Faye's like absolutely amazing. And I'm just so grateful for the relationship that our children have. Because it's like just sisters. I'm just grateful for that. And I'm grateful for just the love, the unconditional love that I've seen you show to my brother through crazy stuff, and just seeing you there. And you're just an amazing mom. I thank God for Charmaine more than anything, just the love, the relationship, the conversations, the prayer. Even if I don't call you, it's like we're connected to the hip, because when something's not right, you pick up the phone and just check in. I mean, I'm just so grateful for that. And you're an amazing mom. We've had many mom talks, you know, because we've had so many similarities with our children. But I'm just so grateful for that. And Terry, you're like ride or die. I mean, this is like a sister like none other. Even I just remember just times, even in college, she's shipping me boxes of food. And, you know, I just know that I can count on you as a sister, and my children can, and they know that. And I'm just grateful for you. You're an amazing mom. You don't play. And that's what I love.
Through that.
And the children know that, you know, that Auntie Terry don't play. I just love you, Terry, because you're awesome. And Mom, I just have no words to say about how grateful I am for you as a mother and all of the conversation. I mean, you're my best friend. You know, you're more than a mom. You're someone that I can just go to, talk to, just, you know, even if like even with Terry or any of them, if I don't say anything, it's almost like, you know, and you just call and check in and make sure, you know. But I'm just grateful for you and grateful for all the seeds that you've sown into me and into my family, and all the seeds that you pour into so many countless lives. I mean, none of us will know the half of the amount of lives that we've impacted in our lifetime. We will never know until we leave this earth, and
That's so true.
And Christ shares that with us, you
That's
know,
what's
the
so
lives
awesome.
and the lives, you know, that you've impacted. Because one person's life can impact thousands, and it's all because of that one thing that you did, that seed that you sowed. So I just want to say thank you for just being an amazing example of what a mom, a grandma, a sister should be like. I'm grateful.
That's awesome.
Amen. Leading children to the Lord. Terry, any last words?
Being a grandmother. That's where I was when you said, "Where's Terry?" I'm back there. She's crying for whatever reason.
Oh, hi, Summer.
Tell them, hey, say hey, Summer.
Hi, beautiful.
Summertime. Hey, summertime. Who is this? Who is this, Summer?
Say hey.
Huh?
Everybody,
She
hey.
knows who I am.
Yeah, she do. But my last words, oh Lord, I gotta figure it out. I want to thank everybody, Bunny, Charmaine, Faye. Thank you guys for always checking in on me and making sure I'm okay, especially since I have a new situation going on. And thank you guys just for being who you are and being sisters that you are. And Mom,
The situation is that grandmama's having to take the grandchildren for a minute.
and never in my
That's
life
tough.
thought I would have ever
Right.
imagined that.
That's good.
And it is very overwhelming, different for me because I'm so used to it just
Running.
Yeah, well, you know, coming out of a divorce, and that was something, and then now stepping into this, and I'm like, oh my God. So Mom and Charmaine, Charmaine said it sound good the other day, so she been calling and checking on me, and Mom just always just, oh my goodness, she's every day. That's my best bud. Now, if she is the one that have to keep me pretty much sane, because because she helped me with with my 3. I'm about to say 4. My 3.
Right.
And now to take on 2 more, and they're practically preteen and teen.
It's a different
Oh,
world.
hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We are here.
Amen.
We are here.
Yeah.
You need a break. We are here.
Amen.
It's interesting. It's interesting because these children are nothing like when I was raising mine. It's totally different situation.
Well, parenting is altogether different now.
It is different now. I don't understand.
We're in a different state. And COVID brought another different,
Added another layer.
it's another layer. And so therefore God has got to be all the way. All the way. The enemy, whatever the enemy meant for harm, God meant it for good.
Yeah.
And
Right.
He would turn it around. And you just never know if this is, you know, being able to impact your grandchildren in such a way
Right.
that they never would have been able to be impacted is
That's
very,
right.
very key. And take that as a
It's so interesting
privilege.
because I used to when we stayed in Tennessee, and I thought it was so weird when I saw when I was working the after school program and all of these grandparents was raising these grandkids. I said, what is going on? Where are the parents? And
That's the different world.
years later, about 10 years later.
And God has
Right.
graced you for it, Terry. He's graced you for it. And
Yes, you've got a
I think
village.
those children, it takes a village to raise them, but
Yeah.
you've been
Village.
graced for it, and I thank God that you are there to be there for them,
Amen.
because
Amen.
outside of that, what else would there be? So I just thank God for you, and there's a special blessing just even on top of that, what you're imparting into them.
Yeah. And it's not anything to dread. It is something to
no,
really, it is
absolutely
something
not.
to celebrate. Right.
It's just
It is
something. It's just different, you know. It's
Different.
not the norm.
Right.
Zeus, just me and Zeus.
Right. Well, Sister Donna said congratulations and happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Brianna said she's got a gift for me. Thank you, Brianna. Can't wait to get it.
Hey.
And Teresa said, thank you, Alice, Terry, Charmaine, Shawana, Faye, for the love y'all have shown to me. That's our girl to
Yes.
Yes, she
Love,
is.
love.
Teresa.
Yes.
You know,
Awesome.
Teresa
Look,
always
for
been there.
years, I didn't ever think she had any kids. I didn't even realize she had a kid.
Yeah. Tony's about the same
Yes.
age you guys. You are. Yeah. Tony is. And
Yeah.
Sister Donna said, I'm single and loving it. Justin graduates on May 26th. So she's gonna love it. And Miriam said, Donna will, she's congratulations and happy Mother's Day to you. And she said, thank you. Miss Leslie said, praise God. And she's praising God for this segment tonight. And
Yeah.
Courtney say, I love you, everybody. Courtney, you gotta come
Love
on.
you,
Don't forget.
Courtney.
She
Yes,
needs-
Courtney,
must
please
have
forgive
contacted
me.
You, Courtney.
Oh, it's my fault,
Get on
Mom.
her.
It's my fault. Courtney,
Yeah.
forgive me. We are bringing you on. We got to
Yeah.
tell your story. So it's my fault that
Yes,
she's not
we
even.
got- yes.
Let's talk to each other. Let's find a way to get this.
That's-
Call me, girl. Call me.
Get
I'm so sorry.
her. And Trina Carter is gonna come on. She wants to share a story too. Such a powerful story. I was talking with her this afternoon.
Yeah.
Great story. I got some great ladies that's coming, and we got some great segments that's going to be coming up. We love you. We love you, every one of you. Remember, Mama. They told me to play. I think it was who was it? Boys to Men.
Mama.
Mama song.
Yeah.
That's I think
Well, is that Boys to Men?
it's
You
Boys
may
to
not
Men.
want to play any
It's
because
Boyz II
we don't
Men.
want it to get
Yeah.
kicked off of Facebook. They kick
Right.
people off with music. So
Yeah,
let's
we
leave that
gonna leave that
alone.
alone. But I wanted to say happy
Happy
Mother's
Yes,
Day.
happy Mother's
All the
Day.
mothers, everyone that have logged on tonight. Happy Mother's Day. And again,
Enjoy
we
and be
love
safe.
you. And again, if your mother's not here, just know that your mother is, because you're still here and a part of your
Right.
mother is in you. And so that makes it all well. I know you miss her. I know it. But
Yeah.
guess what? You will see them again. That's what
Do
I
you see
always
my
say.
heart?
Man, it's going to be great.
Yes.
Great
Is that a heart?
celebration. What is that? The heart? Well, I don't know how to do it. I'm just,
I'm not doing
I'm
it.
discombobulated
Oh
with that.
Lord, I'm not
But
learning.
thank you for logging on. Thank you, Prophet Ali, way over in London, England. I can't wait to get back to London. I can't wait to get back to
I'm ready to go to
London. I'm
London.
ready to get back. And for Miriam and all of you that have logged on, Teresa, everyone, Sister Donna, Leslie, and so many others, Raisha, Ramona, all of you.
Isabella.
Thank you. Isabella, my other daughter.
Yes.
I got daughters all over the
All
place.
over the
But the year before, I go to Virginia, and one of my daughters grabbed me, take me to lunch, take me into Kate Spade, not on a sale, put me at Kate Spade, get what you want. Yeah,
Boo.
I mean, these
Don't
are
tell me.
loving. Isabella,
I'm
go
gonna be
come
like
back
you when I grow
home,
up.
hand me a Coach bag. These are my daughters.
That's a
Just, I mean, I'm saying it to put things in my hand. Coach, don't think no more about it.
Yeah.
Oh, mama, what do you need? What do you just that? So I want to shout out to my daughters in Virginia. Also to Renee, all of those. I got children in Virginia. I mean, I can't even think of the daughters in Virginia. All my daughters in Virginia. Just love them. And I thank God for you. And all those that are here who I, have conversations with all the time, and some later. I just thank God for you. So Courtney says, no, she said, laugh out loud, no worries. Can't wait to speak to y'all. We will hook up. Yes, Courtney, real soon.
Yes,
Happy
we
Mother's
ready.
Day to the family from Teresa and all those that have logged on. Thank you. And thank you, Shawana. Thank you, Shawana, because she be working it. I know it's a struggle, but she's working it. She's working it.
I'm gonna be a technology master before all of this is over.
IT, you're gonna be IT.
But this is just conversation. So anybody that really want to come on, please do. I had someone said to me the other day, say, watch out, Miss Alice. I said, it's okay. Anybody that want to come on can come on. They said that it's just really blessing them. So I appreciate you, all of those who reached out, all those who share in. This is Let's Talk About It.
Yes.
One of the great things about it, live conversations, those things that are dear to us, that's what it's all about. So please listen out. On Sunday, we won't be live. You'll probably get this, and we'll be back on next Sunday. God bless you. Love,
peace, and increase. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Y'all. All right. We're not live now, huh?